have got completely changed now. They cannot stop payment of ours, provided we meet their deadlines for SLAs, and there is a compulsion. So I think it's far, far superior and better. The right kind of companies would always get the payment. So though we do very selective government contracts and government new business very consciously, and we have not lost even single money till now in last almost about 10 years. So that is number two. Number one, when we bid for government tender, there is stringent pre-qualification requirement. So number of players are not so many. So we feel that when to win that, probably capex we might have to put if required so, and we might have to be very competitive. But subsequently 5 years, that's where we earn money. So operational maintenance is our forte, and we have been providing unmatched support to all our existing customers. So we try to figure out that we try to put more margins on the subsequent 5 years. That's how we are working on that.
Just to add to what Sir said, apart from the government business, the increase in EBITDA and other margins will happen when we start selling our software product, Digital Desk, which we have just recently renamed and rebranded, and we are seeing a lot of traction on that happening from a margin perspective. And from payment, I just wanted to add one more thing, that all the projects that we are doing currently are from the homeland security perspective. So it's for the security of the nation that the projects are getting implemented. So government understands, and they realize that if there are any payment delays and some of the things are not functioning because of that, it will cause a huge chaos if there is an incident that occurs. So they are also very, very proactive when it comes to payment release. Rather, we have seen that most of the times even the government authorities are very quick in responding to any kind of queries that we have regarding payment. And the payment generally are absolutely on time. When I say on time is that when we raise a bill, we generally get it anywhere between 60 to 90 days. That's how it is.
Okay, got it. All right. So my second, just to follow up, you mentioned that you generate margins on the O&M part. So are there specific O&M contracts also being where you are bidding for the projects that you've implemented, and outside of projects that you probably not implemented, but there are O&M contracts also being there are auctions going on for O&M contracts as well. So that is what I wanted to understand.
That's a good question, Pratik. We constantly keep on harping that O&M is our core strength. IMS business is the core strength of ours that we've been doing for years altogether. And there are a lot of large opportunities that are coming to us for O&M of the already executed projects by some other vendors. So, however, we are being picky and choosy regarding which ones to apply for. But you are right, there are a lot of opportunities at hand, and we are the right partner that most of our competitors also feel when it comes to doing the O&M, because the O&M that we have done for our existing projects has been absolutely outstanding. Continuously giving more than 98-99% uptime quarter over quarter, year over year for the last 8-10 years has shown our strength when it comes to O&M. So,
got it. Okay.
I hope I have answered your question.
Yeah. And can I ask one more question?
Please go ahead.
Okay. In your existing projects which you are implementing for the government, on the O&M side, once the O&M part gets over, say suppose you have an execution project of CCTV cameras, where you've done say 2 to 3 years of implementation, and then post that 5 years of O&M is completed. Do you get automatic O&M after that as well, or the government takes over?
So in most cases, generally what happens is government tends to extend. For example, in our Pune project, which we had for 5 years, the 5 years got over way back in 2021, but so far we have been still supporting for the next, after that we have supported for next 4 years. And we see that trend continuing in all the existing projects as well. The only issue comes up when after 9 or 10 years, most of your hardware that you have implemented goes end of life, is when they come up with a new RFP. But other than that, we see that the extension of O&M generally tends to take place with the incumbent vendor year over year. So that's not a challenge. And the more O&M gets extended, it is beneficial for us. We can better our margins. As we get a large scale, so a period of 8 or 9 or 10 years helps us in improving our margins as well. And that's why you see that a lot of our margins in India business have improved. The EBITDA has improved over years.
Got it. Okay. And can you give some ballpark on O&M contract margin, if that's possible?
So generally, the gross margin are anywhere ranging from 25% to 35%.
Got it. And then at an EBITDA level?
Sorry?
At EBITDA level.
EBITDA levels, I will have to come back to you. Maybe in the range of mid-teens. Mid-teens, yeah.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Tushar Vasuja from Yogya Capital. Please go ahead.
Hello, am I audible?
So your audio is low. Can you increase the volume?
Is it good now?
Sir, please proceed.
So thank you for the opportunity. I just had one question, sir. We have some 130 odd crores of cash in our hands. I just want to know how we are planning to utilize that.
So there are two things, Tushar, that we have. One is, of course, we have kept that reserves for any large contracts that we get, either from government or from international contracts. So we can invest that money and we don't have to run around to raise the capital. Apart from that, other thing, if that is happening, other than that, we are also constantly looking at inorganic growth avenues. So if something significant comes up, we could be using that cash to do that as well. So inorganic growth is like doing any kind of acquisitions.
Okay. And do you have any opportunity in mind right now, speaking of inorganic growth? Are you looking at some other ventures?
So we've kept our eyes and ears open for companies in the cyber security and the cloud arena. If we get something significant which suits our business lineup and our growth, we will go forward for it. Right now, it's in a very novice stage. Once we have something more significant, we will share it with our investors.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tushar.
Thank you, sir. Before we take the next question, a reminder to all the participants that you may please enter star and 1 to ask questions. The next question is from the line of Shweta from Mugabe Advisors Private Limited. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Yeah. So, first of all, I would like to congratulate to the whole team for the journey so far. My first question is, as we see the balance sheet, there is a debt gone up. So, why the reason behind this? Can you please explain?
So ma'am, most of the debt that has gone up is regarding the project loans that we have taken to execute our smart city projects. So those are all working capital or short-term debts, which project loans which will reduce as soon as we go live with the project and we start getting the money back. So otherwise, we are completely debt-free, and we don't intend to have any long-term loans debt in the company.
Okay, because we are seeing that the cash balance is also increasing. But at the same time, the debt is also gone up. That's why the question is. So my another question is that is the reason that cash balance is increasing and debt is also gone up?
No, so that is only for project loans.
How come the cash balance so increased?
And this cash balance is on a consolidated balance sheet perspective. So there is some cash lying in our US subsidiary also and some with us as well. And we have kept this money to make sure that if there is any large opportunity that comes up, we don't have to run around to take money. However, for doing our regular business, at times when we want to work on multiple projects, if there are any projects that come up and there we see a finite period of time that we require cash, we go to the bank and we take short-term project loans. And that, keeps our war chest always ready so that if there is anything that comes up, we can leap on it.
To add to that, we are into that smart city projects. The ticket size for those projects are generally in hundreds of crores. So we want to keep ourselves always prepared to take care of any eventuality any sudden win or anything coming to our lap. So we should not be running here and there to get the fundings at the last moment. So that gives us a lot of confidence in bidding for large projects also.
Okay. Okay. So, my next question is, how is the, as our understanding that smart city businesses gives 12% margin, and, as you talk in your earlier commentary that India's business giving margin of 15%. So what is Allied doing differently to realize this margin?
I'm not sure from where the 12% margin of smart city has come in. We have always been stating that smart city has been a good churn of margins for us. The reason for us to get better margin is that we don't use any third party. We have our core team who will go and implement the projects. The O&M is also done by ourselves. We have people onboarded on our payroll. We don't outsource any of these activities. That gives us a lot of leverage in improving and increasing our margins.
Okay. Okay, sir. So, has billing my next question is, has billing started on Taloja and Ayodhya smart city orders, or there was a part second order for Ayodhya? So when can we expect that?
So, ma'am, for newer projects like phase 2 and other things, we will have to wait for the second quarter once the government is formed. Until then, there is a silent period that is going on right now. So more about it probably in the next quarter meeting that we have, we'll give you an update. Regarding the billing, yes, we have done close to about 8-10% of our billing for both the projects put together in the last quarter.
Okay. So can I ask one more question?
Please go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you. Why has Adidas been rebranded? What is the customer traction there, and will it be made into a separate company?
Yeah. So Adidas has been rebranded to Digital Desk. We see a lot of traction. We have 100+ customers directly and indirectly on Adidas. Okay, either they are buying our services or bundling the product directly, and this is all global. So we see a lot of traction. We wanted a more focus on our brand. We have named this, that's why, as a Digital Desk. I'll also update you that the last quarter has been more focused on to enhancing the product line also into AI, where we have both come up with conversational AI as well as generative AI. This is primarily to improve the end user productivity in terms of automation of workflows and processes. And we see that this bot platform will take up another leap for Digital Desk, which is now renamed now.
Very importantly, Adidas, while we used to talk, people were not able to understand. They used to mix up with Adidas. So it was slightly difficult to pronounce it also and to remember. So we will open this new name contest to all our employees. The best opinion which came was of Service Desk. It looks very relevant today. Digital Desk, because everything that we do digital on that, automation and all. So I think we thought all of us were in sync to say that let's rename that as a Digital Desk. So it was a very conscious movement, nothing to do with that we want to offshoot or hive out or something at the moment.
Okay. And my last question is, can there be further improvement in debtor days?
Yeah, so we have improved a lot in last few years. So we have this year also we have further reduced from 84 to 81 days, and our endeavor is always there to improve it further.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you.
Participants, you may enter star and 1 to ask questions on your touchtone phone now. The next question is from the line of Samira Midha, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir. Very, very good afternoon. Thanks for giving me the opportunity. Sir, I can see in the investor presentation that this quarter we received two smart city projects, right? And so far we have completed 14 projects, right?
Correct.
We've completed 12 and in addition to this is the 14. So 12 and 2, 14.
Okay. Sir, I want to know what is the opportunity size do you see in the smart city projects in the next 2 to 3 years? I mean, what is the outlook that you have seen regarding the tenders, and have you applied for any of the tenders?
Thank you, Samira, for joining in. I'll just answer that quickly. I had previously stated in my call as well that we see a lot of traction coming up in the smart city. If you remember, 10 years back, Mr. Modi had announced 100 smart cities. The next phase to that is going to be 1,000 more small town cities which will become smart. So we are seeing that every city would be in the range of 30 to 50 CR. So that leaves us to an opportunity of about 50,000 crore to work on in the next 5 years. And I think that's the market size, or that's the kind of size that we are looking at currently. And from further smart city implementation, projects perspective, quarter one was a little silent period due to elections. So there are a lot of new smart cities that are going to be coming up in the pipeline, for which our team has already started working on. And we will be starting applying for those, or rather bidding for those tenders in the second quarter, June, July, August.
And sir, how many other players are also there in the same field? I mean, I want to know the competitive intensity in the bidding.
Thank you. So that's again a good question. Typically we see 5 or 6 of these large companies who bid for this kind of contracts. Some of them to name are L&T, KEC, NEC, Honeywell are the ones that bid alongside us, and we compete. In some cases we compete with them, in some cases we bid jointly with them. So it's a quite sorted market, not more than 6-7 players we have seen so far working and bidding on this kind of large projects.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Pratik Dedhia, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Okay. Thanks for the opportunity again. I wanted to understand on the data center side, so what are you doing and what are the future projects that you're looking at on the data center side?
So, you talked about we providing data center services or we provide data center build. So we are very much active when it comes to build and operate as far as data center is concerned. But we are not going to be in the market where we build our own data center like another hyperscaler or very large players and compete with them. It's a highly capital intensive business, and we do a lot of skill intensive business. So every data center, anybody else makes it, we will be there to support them or build them. So we are in data center on the build side of it, not in terms of renting it out.
Got it. Okay.
I hope I'm understood.
Yes. Yeah. And do you provide data center services as well?
So we generally, for example, for all our smart cities, we have built data centers and command centers at the respective locations. So typically, even for our enterprise customers, we do manage their existing data centers, and even if they want to go on the cloud journey, we have them in that migration journey as well. So yes, all of that we do. The only thing, as rightly said by our chairman, is that we don't intend to get into the business of operating data centers and give those data centers out on rent. Apart from that, from
2 decades of practice on building data centers, and we have got very large clients for whom we have built data centers.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the last question for today. I would now like to hand the conference over to the management for closing comments. Over to you, sir.
Thank you for your participation and engagement during this call. If you have any additional questions or require further information about our company, please reach out to our team or contact CDR India. We look forward to interacting again in the next quarter. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, members of the management. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Allied Digital Services Limited, that concludes this conference. We thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your lines. Thank you.